forms. And then he goes, okay, we'll see you now. And I walk back, and it's the same guy. And he's from Texas, and there's a cute girl behind the desk. I don't think he liked her at all. And he starts doing work on me, and he says, you know, we're going to have to do a root canal. This guy's literally about 20 years old. I'm like, dude, have you ever been to dental school? Medical school, anything? He's like, yes, I've been to school. I've been graduated. I had wonderful marks straight across the board. You're in great hands here. And I thought, okay, all right, man. And he was the funniest cat. He was like the most disarming cat. And I swear to God, he said, we're gonna have to do a root canal. And I said, is this something that you do here? I mean, it's a regular dentist office. I mean, do you do? He's like, yes, I've done a number of root canals, and they've all gone according to plan. I've had no problems. And I said, okay, all right, let's do it. And I swear to God, this guy, 20 years old, like, he looked like he was 16. And he starts doing a root canal on me. And he starts saying things like this. He's like, are we okay under there? Is everything okay? Now, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being quite discomfort, and 1 being absolutely comfortable, where would you position yourself right now? And I was like, 5? I'll never forget this cat, man. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being quite uncomfortable, and 1 being quite pleasant, where would you position yourself now? And this cat, I'm telling you, man, don't judge a book by its cover. Best dentist I've ever had in my life. Looked like he just left dental school, 15 years old, and he talked to me the whole, and I was like laughing. I was like, dude, I'm getting a root canal. I'm like, dude, I'm not laughing at you. This shit's funny, man. And at the end of everything, he would go, awesome. Where would you position yourself right now? 10 being quite uncomfortable. Pleasant. I'd be 6. Awesome. And he did look like a root canal. And I was like, dude, I want to like fly into Texas every time I have dental work, man. Kick ass.
I thought this was going to end with like some sort of horror story. This is a sci-fi movie right there.
Look, hey, at the end of the day, we're actors. You know what I mean? Like, what a question. Like, what's the most difficult thing you've done as an actor? We're actors. You know what I mean? I've had a real job. You know what I mean? I know what real work is. You never see anybody practicing digging a ditch because one day they want to dig that ditch and get paid for it. You never find that motherfucker. What are you doing? Oh, I'm just practicing digging a ditch because one day I'm going to be a real ditch digger. But you see actors doing that shit for free all the fucking time. Like, what's the most difficult thing? It had nothing to do with acting. It was getting a fucking tooth pulled.
And that ended up pretty well for
One day at craft service, they only had Cheetos. Oh. I know what's on my bread's buttered on, you know what I mean? And thank you guys for letting us have jobs like that.
You're welcome.
No problem.
By the way, swear to God, true story.
I feel like you just created an internet meme there.
Yes,
like
you did.
Yes, totally.
Texan, yeah.
Totally.
You know what's up.
You know, it was much better if you were there because, I mean, you could tell that he said this to every patient he's ever had. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being quite uncomfortable and 1 being quite pleasant, where would you position yourself now? And he's got tools in his hand while he's doing...
What are you doing? No.
Wait, did you ever look up this guy online to see, like, did he have an actual license to practice dentistry?
Didn't matter.
I don't give a shit.
Didn't matter.
I'll fucking let this guy drilling me anytime. Dude, you look like Ron Jeremy, brother. Okay, answer this question. After we hear the zip, is it lob or is it just a whimper?
Okay.
Guess there's more people in the room than I expected.
Yeah.
What's your question?
Yeah, is there any chance the crew from the Saints will be doing any kind of work together anytime in the future?
What was that?
Okay, wait. Is there any chance that these guys are going to be doing any work together in the future?
Yeah, any of the guys from the crew.
From what crew?
From Boondock?
Oh, you mean like us?
Like you.
For the crowd.
You take care of this, Sean.
All you, Rocco. Yeah, we are. Yeah. Awesome. I like these cats, you know? And although they don't like me, I'm fucking stronger than them.
That's right.
They're like, I would never work with Sean. Yes, sir. I like the American flag shirt.
Well, it's got your name on it.
Say it again.
It's got your name on it.
That deserves a resounding what?
It said,
With a
Sean
double-sided
Flanery
collar.
wants you. Vote for depacification.
2016,
Yeah.
baby.
He approved this message.
I can't remember my question.
Is every even number greater than 2 the sum of 2 primes? Well, yes, sir, it is actually.
You have 2 shirts on.
I got Rocco under here.
All right.
Damn, it's got one of each.
You came prepared. Wait, but is there a question in addition to these T-shirts that you're shedding? Like,
I don't know. I mean, I enjoyed both Boondock Saints movies equally, but
so far that's a comment.
yeah, yes, it is.
1.
2 and C.
So to answer your question that you haven't gotten to yet.
Yeah.
1.
You seem like me.
What the fuck? I mean,
Yeah, you don't know how to get out of this, do you?
Things just got real weird up in here. Like,
I just wanted to make
Just
a
duck out the, you know.
We love you, brother. We love you. We love you.
you know, there wasn't a question, but the way he took off that one T-shirt, that was good.
The Russian judge gave him a 7.9.
Yeah.
Cecil Peoples called it even for the guy in the back that didn't even go to the mic. It's like 2 people in here that got that. That's cool. To them, they were like, fuck yes! Yes, sir.
Alright, this one's for Sean. So, deleted scene from the first Boondocks, you guys wrestling over a phone to talk to the mom, butt naked. How awkward was that scene?
Is this a question about
Yeah.
Jimmy Johnson? Do you guys really want to know about the trouser worm? Really? What's the question?
Seriously, how awkward was it doing that scene?
Were you asking if I chubbed up?
Well, I mean, on a scale
Flanery, be honest. Did you draw blood? Were you grappling with a semi?
I plead the fifth.
I think he
On a
does.
scale of 1 to, I think it moved, like...
On a scale of marshmallow to diamond cutter, where were you?
Awesome.
Hopefully it stayed.
Awesome.
That's dedicated acting right there.
I think everybody knows that I face into the wind when I take off. Maximum elevation. So I was on the prize. And that prize being maximum performance in the scene. 30 miles.
All right, there you go. Thank you, sir. Actually, bonus points to this young lady that's snorting in the 3rd row. Thank you.
I love the Jemima do-rag too.
Yes, it is good.
That makes me want to eat fucking pancakes, doesn't it? I told you that yesterday, and it did. It makes me want to eat pancakes, man.
Well, I have a question for you guys. When did you know that all this was happening? When did this become a phenomenon? When did you recognize that there was this groundswell of support? Was it like right when the DVD came out and then it started like kicking ass, or a couple years down the road after that?
Rockenstein.
Gee, I don't know. Well, I'm still waiting. I mean, no, gee, 3-4 years? What would you say? It took a little time. You know, I remember the first time the film just, nobody wanted it. And then about 3 months when it was on DVD, somebody asked me if I was in that movie. And I go, well, at least somebody saw it. You know? And then people seem to have liked it. I guess a couple of years, 2-3 years. It seemed to be like gradual, you know?
It is, this movie, it's its own little thing, and it's truly an anomaly in the industry. And I'll tell you why, because I mean, I don't know if you guys know, but when a movie comes out, they spend usually almost as much as the entire budget on prints and ads. And for this, they spent nothing. So when they didn't want to release it in theaters, the production rented a couple of movie houses and played it for a couple of days just to say it went to theaters. So when people say, oh, Boondock went to theaters, well, kind of, but not really. I mean, it was funded by the producers just to say it went to theaters, and they dumped it on the Blockbuster shelf. And if you went in there, there was 2 copies of Boondock Saints. And then a month later, there was 4 copies. And then a month later, there was like an entire row. And then a month later, there was like that whole little square section. And then a couple months later, the whole wall. And it was this weird kind of organic thing of like, I don't know, like when I was a kid, I was really into music. And when you discovered like an obscure band, you would only tell your good friends. Like if there was a douchebag, you'd be like, hey, Mike, listen to this. No, not you, Jeff. Just Mike. Do not fucking do that to Mike. You're driving in your car. I remember I was driving in my car listening to, I think like Strange Ways, Here We Come by the Smiths. And I pulled up and there was a guy in an orange Corvette listening to that song and I was like, fuck you! Fuck the person that turned you on to that song. You know, it makes you angry. Well, Boondock was kind of like that. It's like everybody has a story of like, you know, my friend told me I had to see it for like 3 months and finally I watched it and wow, that's the way it happened, you know? It was a real organic thing. And I think things are more special to you when people don't tell you you have to love it, like an advertisement, you know? When you find it on your own, I think it really resonates. And that's true with myself as well. You know, if I see 88,000 posters about a band, even if it's a killer song, it kind of comes equipped with a preconceived notion of like, well, everybody likes it, I'm supposed to like it, so okay. But when you find it on your own, it's just different. And it's been a wonderful experience for myself. I know for Rock, for Ritas, it's like, it's just a true cult film. Because everybody, it's because of you guys. Everybody in here's probably handed the DVD or the videotape to somebody and said, hey, check this out. And when you did it to somebody that you really cared about, you know?
Yeah, that's the question, is like, who was told about it by a friend? Like, you have to watch this, like, show of hands. Yeah, like, I mean, that is sort of what makes it special. It's like, this is before social media. That's how you found out about it.
Who's next?
Thank you guys for being here. I think
Thank you for being here.
I think the movie is perfection. So my question is, for both of you, are there any scenes that you look back and wish you could go back and redo, or they chose like that one take that you weren't happy with? That you wish you could just go back and redo?
Yeah, most of it. They were different or better, and you know, yeah, a lot of it.
You know something that you find quite often in film. It's like you can correct your way around the circle, and that's true. You know, you shoot something some way, and the problem with having a monitor on set is you go back and you rewind and you watch, and you're like, oh, okay, well, we got to change these 2 things. And you change it, and then you look at it, and you change 3 more things, and it keeps going and going, and then finally, when you're happy, you look at it, and it looks exactly like the first take. You've changed it around in a circle, you know. So, you know, there's an interesting balance between being overly analytical and being happy with what happened in that moment because it was real, and you know. So yeah, there's always, when you look back, you're like, that could have been or that could have been. But you also, through the course of a career, you realize that there's 1,000 opinions, and everything that you thought was absolutely brilliant, people might have thought was complete shit, and you thought it was shit, and people think it's brilliant. So it's just a mixture of everybody's thoughts, feelings, and emotions. So you kind of got to do it and walk away, you know. And try and minimize your regrets. You know what I mean?
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hi.
Hey, since you took the question, I came up with a new one. That was great.
Damn you. Nice job.
That's all right. Okay, Brian already stole my question. I think I'm having a pretty good day. So, all right, and I'm going to record Joanne's names too. So, what is the one question that you go to all these panels every year, and you were like, what if someone asked me something different? Like, what's something that you would want to tell people but no one ever asks you because we're all really busy, you know, asking our own canned questions?
Raise your hand if you think that I'm the type of person that if I wanted to tell you something, I would wait for you to ask. A resounding fucking no one. Like, I really wanted you guys to know something, but I just want to wait till I'm in.
He was feeling a little shy tonight.
All right then, favorite movie that's not Saints.
Now, Ritas probably has a number of those. He's like,
Yeah.
I just really wish that David asked me. About that time we were on set, we were grappling.
So what you're saying is his answer
I
to
had
the
a
movie
tingling
scene
in my
question.
nether region. I wasn't able to discuss it.
Hey there.
Hi, y'all. I have a question for both of y'all. Sorry, starstruck. The first one for Sean, was it easy or difficult to learn the accent? And then the second one for Rocco, obviously. Was any of the cussing improvised or was it all scripted?
The second one or the first one?
First one.
Either. Whatever you want to do.
No, it was scripted. My lines were scripted, but didn't we kind of write that stuff ourselves in the second one?
You know, script's a guideline, you know, especially in a film like this. You know, profanity comes out when it comes out, you know, when it comes out with a vicious, fang-laden head. You know, I'll tell you this, like, who's a hotter chick? I'll give you two of them, right? The girl that's very, very, really pretty, or the girl that's fucking pretty. The second one's fucking hot, right?
Yeah.
There's sometimes you just need that expletive, you know, and nothing will replace it, you know?
So was it difficult or hard to learn the accent?
I mean, I guess that's a subjective answer, and to some people, maybe they think, well, your accent was shit, you never learned it, you know what I mean? Well, thank you very much, you know? I didn't find it quite hard, but, you know, some people pick up dialects easy, and some people don't, but at the end of the day, anybody can learn a dialect. For example, like, you weren't born with an American dialect. You know, you're raised here, so that's how it came, you know? If you were born in Scotland, you know, you'd be speaking with a flawless Scottish accent. So, if you do your homework, it's, you know, sometimes it takes people a little bit longer, but it's all doable. But dialects are really interesting, you know? I've always been kind of mesmerized with that, just the little colloquialisms and the difference in language and the difference in, you know, humor. If you watch, like, British shows, it's like the things that they enunciate, the gestures and mannerisms are just completely different. And I dig that. So it's not just a dialect, but it's a cadence, and it's a rhythm, and it's when you gesticulate, you know, that really makes it authentic, I find.
Well, thank you.
You're very
Thank you. This guy's back. He's got. This is a question. I feel
Okay,
like
guys,
this is going to be.
he rallied.
This is
He
a
rallied.
personal comment. No, I do have the Boondock Saints.
He's like, fuck it, I'm not going out like that. He's a Spartan. He's like, in it or on it.
He does not want to be knocked
No,
out.
Sean
I'm
must be
disappointed.
behind.
I would have stayed there.
No, I have the Boondock Saints 2 soundtrack.
Yes.
And I don't know if anybody does, but it's got Sly Stone. I don't know if you ever met him.
Ty Stone.
Ty Stone.
Yeah.
Stone. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what he said. But guy's awesome. I enjoy singing along with him, and since I'm a singer in a band, and I was like, God, this is just like.
I'm sensing a question mark eventually,
Yes,
right?
eventually there is.
He's from Detroit.
Hey guys, listen to this.
Who picked
Ty
that
Stone.
out?
Hey,
Who
whoa. Cork it for a second, homies. Ty Stone, killer cat. In the back, I went to one of his concerts in Toronto. Did you?
Okay.
In Toronto, and check this out.
Okay.
I had him sing to my iPhone, and I recorded this shit acoustic. This is that cat's voice. Listen to this. Oh, listen.
That sounds remarkably like Siri.
She hates everything my daddy done, and they say I'm the bastard son of one bad motherfucking line of blood.
Thank you.
Ty Stone did that shit acoustic, and I'm telling you this.
Would
Really-
you please tweet that to me?
I will, brother. I will. And check this out. You know, some cats can just like do that. It's like he's one of these cats. We're having a conversation. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, sing that for me. He's like, blah, 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 and you're like, damn! He just turned that shit on like immediately. He didn't have to go do any vocal warm-ups or anything. He just like melted it out. I was like, God damn! When I was like, goddamn, sir, on a minute, goddamn. Cat impressed the hell out of me, and he's a solid individual, man. I like that band. Solid band. Yes, ma'am.
Hi. Okay, I can honestly say that I did not even know what the Boondock Saints was 5 years ago. But it was required watching before I could marry my husband. And I love it now, I really do. We bought both of them and we watch them all the time.
But my question is for both of y'all, actually, what was it like working with Fuck Ass?
Killer. Killer.
Because I remember him from Fraggle Rock, so that was kind of an eye-opener.
Rock.
Yeah, you mean bartender.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, you know it was kind of strange when we did 2. I think he was at an old folks home, wasn't he? Yeah, he was getting up there.
Yeah, I mean, he's an older cat, but what a genuinely solid individual and a stellar actor. I mean, you know, the cat does not have Tourette. He doesn't stutter. And all that stuff was done flawlessly. I mean, he was just a genuinely nice cat, man. What a wonderful human being. And we had a ball doing that. I mean, he's got a really young sense of humor. Like, we're doing, like, lobster dick! And he was like, give me that, give me that. He's a funny cat, man. He's a funny cat.
And one more question, if you have any more bullets, could you shoot one? Because my 12-year-old son would love it.
You want to be shot at?
Where are they? Where is she?
I do. I'm by the mic.
All right.
Yeah, who's next?
Thanks, Ron Jeremy, for giving that to her.
Sean, I'm a huge fan of the Indiana Jones Chronicles.
Thank you, brother.
Indiana Jones
Thank you.
Chronicles. And I just want you to know, I don't know if anyone's ever said this to you before, but I have never been able to enjoy, The Last Crusade, just because you did not play young Indiana Jones. That definitely thinks you deserve that role.
I appreciate it, brother. I appreciate it, man. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
I mean, that was, you know, it did that a long time ago, guys, but that opened up every door that's open to me today. If I didn't do Young Indiana Jones, I wouldn't be in Boondock, I wouldn't be in any of this stuff. So, I mean, I had a wonderful time.
It's amazing even now.
Yeah. I mean, it's in a lot of school systems. I mean, it's a wonderful series. I mean, the only fictional character is myself, so it's educational, but it's fun, it's neat. If you haven't seen it, you got kids, check it out, man.
Netflix.
I'm really proud of it, so thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Hi there.
Hi, my name's Katrina. I watched Boondock Saints in high school because I liked the boy and he watched it, and I made my now fiance.
Reason we do
were
everything.
married 1 week. Watch it before we could get married, and y'all got me through a really tough time in high school. And I just wanted to thank you so much because I was really bullied, me and my friends, and we would sit and watch it and do illegal things, and and wish that y'all would find our bullies and wish that we could be y'all. So I just wanted to thank you very much for being our heroes.
Thank you. Right on. You know, it's funny, a lot of people say that, you know, so-and-so had me see this to see if I could date you or something, but, I mean, there is a pretty, you know, black and white ethical thread that goes through it. You know, Boondock Saints is about people that, you know, it's different. There's people that wait for shit to happen to them, and then the cross-section of people that happen to shit. And I think it's important that you find out what team, you know, your potential spouse resides in, you know?
I was also going to ask if it wouldn't be any trouble if maybe you could sign this for me, maybe.
Well, they're going to be doing some autographs after this, back at the table.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Hello, sir.
I got a question for Sean.
Yes.
Was that actually your vocals in Devil's Carnival, and will you be returning for the sequels?
Where is your little son lost? John, tears, John, tears, John.
I mean, yes. I don't know if it's singing, it's kind of like shaky throat talk, rapping, singing kind of thing, but yeah, it was me.
Alright, are you going to be in the sequels for it?
Yeah, it looks like it, and I mean, it was really cool. That was another cool experience because I got to tell all my friends, yo, my single drops on iTunes. and I wouldn't mind, you know. It's just kind of neat to be able to, like, iTunes search your name and there's like a song. I mean, it's kind of cool, you know.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's Paul Sorvino and myself. It starts in heaven. It should be neat, man.
This is going to end up as someone's ringtone now. I know they just did this at this panel.
Yes, sir, brother.
G'day, boys. You've worked with some great people before, Billy Connolly.
Knock off the phony accent.
William Dafoe. Is there anyone who, when you were growing up, or even as an adult, who you worked with who really influenced you, or you'd love to work with again?
Me, Flanery.
Really? He's making that shit up left, right. You know, one of the guys I wanted to work with was Jack Lemmon. Okay. And oddly enough, the first film that I ever did, The Grass Heart, had an amazing cast in it. Jack Lemmon was in it. I didn't get any scenes with him, but I got to do a film with him. And I remember every night, myself and Roddy McDowell would go to the Cracker Barrel and have supper. And that was way back, I'll date it for you. I had auditioned heavily, and I really campaigned hard to get the role of Powder. And finally, when they chose me, you know, I was talking to Roddy at the Cracker Barrel. Wonderful individual, one of my favorite men on the planet. Here's a little lesson for you. I talked to Roddy and I said, you know, I have to shave my head, I have to do all this, you know, should I do it? And he was like, absolutely, you should do it. And he read the script for me the night. It's Roddy McDowell. Taking the time to go home at night, read the script, and come back the next day. We're having a Cracker Barrel. He's like, yeah, Al, you should definitely do this. Definitely do this. And I'll never forget what a genuinely lovely human being. He would have these dinner parties at his house and invite this potpourri of thespians. I remember I went to one time, and there's Liza Minnelli, Johnny Depp. I'm having dinner at Roddy McDowell. It was just crazy. And I was out of town one time, and Roddy called me. This was, 10 years ago. And I was in Toronto filming something, and I didn't call him back, I was just busy. And he called about 3 weeks later again, and I didn't call him back. And after I wrapped, I went back home, and I got a phone call that he had cancer and he passed. Yep. And I didn't call him back. And super cool human being. He's, after the fact that you get to meet him, my favorite person I've ever worked with, Roddy McDowell. Going into it, Jack Lemmon. Very cool. A little message, windows of opportunity, they're portholes, not bay windows. Right. Call them back,
Cheers, boys.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
Unfortunately, this is going to be our last question. Sorry, guys, but this gentleman's going to make it a good one.
This is for Rocco. What was your favorite joke to tell in the movie?
Didn't I only tell one?
What was it your favorite? Was it your best joke you've ever told?
Well, we had to decide between two of them, and I remember we did them in front of Defoe, and the other one was kind of tacky. It was along the same line.
It was fucking hysterical, man.
Tell it!
Well,
tell it, bro.
Tell it!
Yeah, it was along the same line with the genie, and the guy says, it's kind of rough, don't put this on the internet.
Do it.
Say it. I'm sure none of this will end up on the internet.
No. The joke was, well, see, this isn't a film. You're allowed to do this in a film. Like,
Because it's not you.
So pretend I'm in a film. The joke was that the genie comes out and he says, and it's an African-American genie, and he says, because you see, what
Just say it, Rock. Throw it out there, brother.
No.
Say it.
In the scene, Yakavetta was supposed to look like a jackass, a prejudiced person, and which I wasn't. But he would push me to say this. So, I don't want to tell a joke.
Do it, Rock.
Come on, do it! Come on, funny man!
Defoe would do every time we went out to dinner.
Everybody
thinks Defoe's like a
He told us to
method
do
actor.
the one we did.
What's that?
No, he told us to do the one we did. Go on.
I know, the one that we did in there is fucking hysterical, trust me. You'll get it out of Rock if you keep pressing him. Every time we go out to supper, there's only one line that Defoe ran. Everybody's like, oh, Defoe's a method actor. He's a method actor. I'm like, that guy's not a method actor. Method actor's like somebody that stays in character, only recites their lines. You have to call me by my character name, don't look me in the eye, that kind of shit. Wacky. And we go out for pizza, and there's only one line Defoe kept fucking running, and it was with me. We'd be at a restaurant, order pizza, the waitress would be right there. I'd be like, yeah, I'll have a margarita, light on the basil, and he'd look at me and go, fag.
we do have to call close to the panel. These guys will be out there, and maybe you can give
guys,
Rocco's...
listen up. Thank you guys very much for all of this. I'm dead serious when I say this. I mean, you guys drive from all over the country to come to these events, and you come into a room like this. I can't tell you, when you guys come up and you meet us, and a lot of times somebody say, this movie changed my life or something. Let me tell you this, it doesn't hold a candle to what this does to us. You guys come and you stack a room like this to just hear about things that we've lived through. It's and that's not lost on us, So thank you from the bottom of our hearts, and I can tell you that it's the same with Rita as well. I wish everybody could feel this, because it's just a long line of people to tell you that you were part of something that really moved them. So God bless you guys. Thank you very much.
And maybe you can get the joke out of Rocco back in his table. Thanks, guys. Big round of applause.